Hey guys, so today we're going to be taking a look at the Eshena Bamian Pack 17. And if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that I really love tactical looking bags, both for travel and daily use. We've featured the GR1 and GR2 on the channel several times. Also bags from companies like 511. So I was really surprised that this bag had flown under my radar for so long. And so I've been testing this out for about a month, and overall the bag has been fantastic. It has a ton of great features, a really solid build quality, an awesome tactical look, and then one of the greatest parts about it is how many modular components the company offers for the bag. So you can really customize this to your heart's desire. We're going to be taking a look at the bag on its own first and talk a little bit about how it compares to other bags that we've had on the channel, and then towards the end of the video we'll go into a little bit more detail on the accessories and how they all combine with the bag. So it's going to be maybe a little bit longer of a video, lots to go through here. I'll make sure to include time codes in the description below so you can jump around to whatever part you want to check out. And so I want to go ahead and thank the company for sending the bag and accessories for me to check out, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. So let's just jump in and take a closer look at the Eshena Bamian 17 pack. So starting out with the outside of the bag, the Bamian Pack definitely has a tactical aesthetic. Of course, the first bag that this is going to make me think of is the GR2, which we looked at pretty recently. And one thing that really stands out about GoRuck bags in general is just their minimal mindset as far as features and pockets on bags. They really just kind of keep the bag very simple looking, offer a few rows of Molle webbing so that you can add different features that you might want. Whereas the Bamian Pack here includes a lot of the features that you might customize on the GoRuck right off the bat. One really nice thing about this bag here is that it actually has the ability to compress and expand so that you can use it for travel or daily use. When it's fully expanded out, as you see here, the bag is about 47 liters according to the company's page. They also say it can go out to 55 liters with the added modular accessories that we'll look at later. But as you see it here, I would say this is between 40 and 45 liters. So plenty of space to hold everything that I'd need for a 2 to 3 week trip. And even when the bag is expanded out to this larger capacity and it has all my travel items in it, I really like that it has a pretty slim silhouette. It doesn't stick out awkwardly while I'm walking around with it, especially if I don't attach the outside pouches. It really manages to stay pretty sleek so that I could walk around comfortably. So really nice balance of capacity and aesthetics, and as we'll see later, it has a pretty nice look when you compress it down for day-to-day use. One thing about the size is that I do believe that even though this is a little bit larger, it should work well for carrying onto a variety of different airlines. The only caveat I will mention with that is that the bag is actually quite heavy on its own. It comes in at 3.5 to 4 pounds, so very similar problem to what we mentioned with the GoRuck bags. And even though it's unfortunate that the bag is that heavy, one of the nice things is that it does feel very durable and well padded. The materials used on the bag are a 1680D matte material. It feels a little bit like ballistic nylon, similar to what you've seen on the Air Travel Pack 2, but it doesn't actually say ballistic nylon on the site, so I'll double check with the company and place any updates that I receive in the description below. But the material feels really solid. I haven't noticed any issues as I've been using it. It also seems to offer a nice amount of weather resistance. The bag also includes YKK zippers all around, and they seem to have a nice amount of water resistance. There's even a really solid waterproof covering on the laptop area, which we'll look at later. On the outside, I was happy to see that you have 2 external water bottle compartments, and these have a nice amount of capacity. As you can see, I have the same bottle that I've used in all my other travel bag videos, and that fits in there very comfortably. The compartment has a nice amount of depth, so if you have something a little bit taller, it should be able to fit in here comfortably. There's also these attachment points here, which you can pair with straps that the company sells to wrap around something a little bit taller to make sure that it doesn't fall over, like an umbrella or a tripod. The water bottle compartment expands a fair amount. You see it has this elastic here to allow it to expand a little bit, and then it's a little bit awkward with pushing out so that you can get the full volume because it does have these 2 magnets here that help keep this compressed against the bag when not in use. So these magnets attach together, and then you can tuck all the leftover flap in there, so it does keep a clean aesthetic when you don't have anything to place in there. Above the water bottle compartment, you also have a little pass-through here for a power cable, so that you can place an external battery in one of the pockets on the inside and pass it through so that you can charge your phone while you're on the go. Continuing along the outside, I was happy to see that you have 2 compression straps on the bottom to allow you to carry something like a yoga mat or a skateboard. These are very easy to open, and they seem to come out a nice amount, so if you have a bulkier item, it should be able to handle that pretty comfortably. On the outside, the bag also has a strap on the side and top so that you can easily grab this to load into an overhead storage compartment. The bag includes this nice padded and removable handle that you can swap between the top and the side depending on how you want to carry the bag, so it's easy to remove. And then if you want to carry the bag in briefcase mode, if you don't want to wear it into a meeting or something like that, you can place this padding here around the handle, and then you have a much more comfortable grip to carry this sideways like a briefcase. One thing to note is that when the bag is expanded out, as it is here, it is really heavy to carry like a briefcase, so It might not be something that you'll be able to carry for a long period of time, but it's nice to have this adjustable handle to move between the top and the side if you need that extra bit of comfort and support. Jumping into the straps on the back paneling, the harness system has been very comfortable. As you can see, a nice amount of padding. It's very thick yet soft. It also has a nice meshy material to help prevent moisture from building up. The straps also have a nice width, so even when you're carrying with a lot of weight, as I currently have here, it doesn't dig into your shoulders. It's also nice to see that the bag has these load lifters near the top so that you can adjust how the bag sits on your back. In addition to the load lifters, there's also an adjustable sternum strap to help distribute some of the weight. This has a magnetic closure, so I really like how easy it is to attach and release this. One of the straps also has a small zipper compartment where you can place something like a Metro card for easy access. And then on the straps, you also see a lot of different attachment points that combine well with the accessories that we're going to be taking a look at later in the video. So you have a magnetic attachment here, and then a little loop, as well as some Molle webbing. So lots of different options for how you can attach things to the straps. Moving on to the back paneling, this has been really comfortable overall. There's a nice soft foam here with a meshy material to prevent moisture from building up. There's also a nice amount of elevation on the foam to create these air channels to keep airflow moving throughout the day. On the back paneling, there's also this nice strap here that works as a luggage pass-through. So if you're traveling with an additional carry-on and you want to rest this on your suitcase, this is going to be really helpful for that. It's nice that you can actually adjust this. So if you have a different size suitcase handle, it makes it very easy to just pass through quickly. Because of the size of this bag, I don't know how often I would end up using this, but when the bag is compressed down, it might be nice to be able to just rest this on a carry-on. And then an added benefit of the ability to open this suitcase pass-through up is that if you need to check the bag for whatever reason and you want to prevent the straps from flopping around, you can rest them against the back paneling, and then using the strap, you can hold them in place. And I really like how this system was implemented here. To me personally, this is a lot easier than actually having to detach the straps and tuck them away when the bag is full. This is just very quick and easy to get done. One nice feature, given the larger size of the bag, is the ability to attach and detach a waist strap. So the company has this padded waist belt that they sell separately or as part of their travel bundles for the Bamian Pack, and this attaches and disattaches very easily. I like how this was implemented. The waist belt on this bag reminds me a lot of the waist belt that we see on bags like the Nomadic Travel Pack. So nice amount of padding here. It's pretty thick. It actually comes out a nice amount. And then the waist strap also has pockets that you can use for flatter items, for something like your passport or your phone. So really like this system to attach the straps here. It makes it very easy and quick to get them off if you don't want to use them, if you're using the bag for your day-to-day or something like that. Even though you can purchase this separately or as part of a travel bundle, this is really the one accessory I would have liked to have seen included with the bag, as it is very useful given the larger size that the bag takes when you're traveling. The last thing I'll mention while we're on the back of the bag is that there's this little compartment here that you can use to store something that's more sensitive, like a passport or your wallet. And so nice slim compartment here. Currently what I have is just my Field Notes notebook for size comparison, but plenty of space here for something a little bit longer, and definitely an area that's going to be harder for pickpockets to get into. And so jumping into the organizational options of the bag, the first thing I'll talk about is the 4 rows of Molle webbing. It's nice how this is distributed across the whole front of the bag, and it combines very well with the accessories that the company has created. But I still like the Molle webbing even without the accessories for the versatility that it offers for attaching things like carabiners. So here what I have is my hero clip that I like to carry with me so that I can attach my bag off the ground. The Molle can also work well for attaching something like my Beat Studio wireless headphones if I don't have enough room inside the main area. In addition to the Molle webbing, there's also 2 quick access compartments on the front that are going to make it very easy to get to your smaller accessories throughout the day. These have a nice, well-protected YKK zippers. So opening up this first one on the bottom, this one's a little bit larger. It has a nice amount of volume. Currently what I have in here is my Ray-Bans with their case, and then I also have my UTech wireless charger for my phone. And even with those items in there, there's still a little bit of leftover capacity. I really like how many things I could toss in here. As you can see, my hand fits in there very comfortably. At the top, there is a smaller but similarly styled quick access area. One thing to note about most of the zippers on the bag is that they do have these little fabric loops that you can use to attach a lock to add a little bit of deterrence for pickpockets. Opening that up, we can get it into the small quick access compartment here. And this one has a pretty small opening, which I thought was unusual. The compartment has a nice amount of space, but I did have a hard time fitting something like my sunglasses in there. So currently what I have is my GoPro Hero 3 Plus. So it does have some volume. It comes out a nice amount. As you can see, I can almost fit my whole hand in there. It doesn't go all the way to the sides. It really does come about the width of the Molle straps here. So still a nice amount of space, kind of a perfect spot for something like a phone or a point and shoot or the GoPro as I had in there. Next up is kind of the main storage area where I have all of my travel items and the compartment that is fully expanded out at the moment. And so what's really nice about this bag is that it does have a clamshell style opening, so you can easily lay it flat and see everything that's on the inside at once. Jumping right in, the first thing I have here is my air travel kit, which is my favorite DOP kit. Next up, I have my smaller packing cube with my shirts and underwear and socks. Then I have a few pairs of shoes, so I have a pair of Toms as I always have on my trips, and then a simple pair of sneakers as well. And then the last item that I have in here is my larger double-sided packing cube that has my jeans and dress shirts and larger clothing items. And so now with the compartment empty, you can get a feel for how much space is available. It's nice how much it comes out. And one thing about this main compartment is that it does have a lot of internal organization. So if you're somebody who doesn't like to use patches and you like spots in the main area to kind of keep everything organized, there's a lot here. And so first up here on the bottom, there is a larger sleeve that you can use to tuck your shoes away if you want to keep them separate from your clothes. So a nice amount of space here. It has some nice elasticity. One thing to note here is that even though it has some elasticity, it doesn't come out that much, so it's not gonna be great for holding something like basketball shoes or boots. But if you have flatter shoes like my Toms or Penguin Chiller shoes that you've seen in my videos, these should be able to fit in there comfortably, or even something like a pair of flip-flops. Next up, there are two small slip compartments on the sides, very similar in style to this larger one here, but just meant to hold smaller accessories. So if you have something like your phone or a portable battery. This slip pocket here works particularly well for a portable battery just because it does sit next to the pass-through that we saw earlier, so that you can pass a cable through if you want to charge your phone. And then at the top here, there is a mesh zippered compartment that you can use to store things like your socks or underwear if you don't have them in a packing cube. On the flap for this main area, there's two smaller compartments that you can use to organize things like cables. So in this bottom one here, there's just a zippered mesh area where I currently have a lightning cable to charge my phone, but if I had laptop dongles or things like that, this might be a good spot to keep them so that they didn't get lost. And then at the top, there is a similarly sized elastic slip pocket that has this Velcro closure here. This one's nice because it comes out a little bit more, so if you have something like your toiletries that you want to stick in here and be able to grab quickly while you're on the go, this is going to be a great spot for that. So really great job on this main area. It works great for traveling. And then as we mentioned earlier, one of the best things is that you actually have the ability to compress this down quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and close the main area. And then it has this zipper that goes all the way around, allowing you to compress the bag down from 47 to 27 liters. So it's very easy to close this up. And now with the bag compressed down to its 27 liter capacity, you have a pretty capable day pack. There are actually two versions. There's the Bamian Pack 17 and the 15. So the 15 is going to be smaller both in daily and travel use. This here is the 17, so for my size, it works pretty well. This is gonna be a little bit taller than what I would typically like to use for my day-to-day, so I would have been very curious to try out the Bamian 15 just to see how that looked. But for the most part, with how slim this manages to get, it's still a pretty decent size for walking around. It doesn't feel awkward, and you're gonna be able to hold a nice amount of stuff, especially if you have a lot of stuff that you carry with you on your day-to-day. And so if you do want to use this as a daily bag, the last compartment we're gonna be taking a look at is the laptop area. And so as I mentioned earlier, this has a nice, very well protected YKK zipper. It definitely feels like this is gonna help keep water away from your electronics. One thing that the company notified me of with the prototype is that they are going to be moving the zipper down on both sides to be able to make it easier to actually open this compartment up. I didn't really have too many issues with this. It is a fairly wide opening and it does come all the way around. It doesn't open flat like a TSA style bag, but still pretty easy to open up and just grab whatever you need to. And so starting out on the back side of the pocket, at the bottom, there's a nice mesh zippered area where you can put something like a charger. It comes out a nice amount. Currently what I have in here is my USB-C cable and power brick for my MacBook Touch Bar, and that fits in there pretty comfortably. A larger laptop charger might be a tight fit, but it's nice that because of the way the pocket is laid out, there's a nice amount of space at the bottom to give you just a little bit more volume. Moving up along this area, there's a small slip pocket here with a nice amount of elasticity where you could put something like a mouse maybe, or even a portable hard drive. And then it's nice to see that the bag has compartments for both the tablet and the laptop. It has this nice Velcro strap here to help keep everything in place. Starting with the tablet compartment, it does offer a nice amount of padding, and it's nice that it is elevated off the bottom of the ground. So currently what I have in here is my iPad mini 2, and that fits in there very easily. This would be large enough for sure to hold a full-size 10-inch tablet. And then moving on to the laptop area, because this is the Bamian 17, this actually is able to hold up to a 17-inch laptop. So currently what I have in here is my 13-inch MacBook Pro, but you can see how much leftover space there is in here. And then the compartment also comes out a fair amount, so if you have a thicker device, it should be able to fit in there comfortably. Similar to the tablet area, the sleeve offers a nice amount of padding. It doesn't have any sort of felt lining on the inside, which would have been a nice touch, but it is elevated off the bottom of the ground, which is always the most important thing to me. So if I place the bag down, it's going to be well protected from the laptop making contact on the ground. And moving on to the other side so that you can see some of the compartments that they have for your other tech accessories. At the bottom, there's two simple slip compartments that you could use for maybe something like a folder. Then next up near the top, there's these two simple slip pockets that have a nice amount of elasticity for bulkier items. So if you want to hold something like a mouse, currently what I have is my BluePop portable Bluetooth speaker and power bank. And then behind that, there is an additional slip pocket. I wouldn't necessarily use both of these as they do share space, so it's nice that you have some variety in how you want to organize everything. On the other side, there's just two identical pockets, and in the meshy area, I have my Apple Magic Mouse. And then at the top here, they just have some simple elastic bands that you can use for smaller and thinner accessories. So currently I just have a stylus in one of them. And then I also have a little adapter that I can use to connect my SD cards to my computer. And then I just have a simple lightning cable. The last thing in this area is a simple plastic loop that you can pair with one of Eshena's accessories. So this is one of the clips that we're gonna be taking a closer look at in a little bit, which is removable, and you can attach it to the plastic clip here. If you don't wanna use Eshena's clip, you can use something like this S carabiner that I have here to attach either your keys, or in this case, I just have my Gerber dime multi-tool. So just really like the amount of organizational options and variety offered here. And as if the Bamian Pack didn't already include enough great features, the company has also created this ecosystem of accessories to allow you to further customize how you use the bag. You can purchase them individually or as part of a variety of bundles on the company's site. And so the first accessory we'll look at is the company's L-Cube, which is a larger organizational pouch which has a lot of different pockets and can serve well as both a dop kit or a tech organizer. And so lots of different ways that you can use this pouch here. It opens up flat. It has some nice internal organization. It has a little band here to stand up taller items. It has a smaller mesh zippered organizer at the top for smaller accessories. It even has little bands on the inside if you have something like a toothbrush or a razor. On the outside, there is a smaller zippered compartment to help add that extra bit of separation for the smaller items. It actually opens from the front and the back. So we saw it opens up flat here. You can also open it on the front, and it actually goes all the way through. So just a really versatile compartment, very reminiscent of GoRuck's field pouches. On the outside, there's also a few additional thin bands here, so you have a little bit of a toothbrush holder if you're using this as your dop kit. And then there's also a nice top handle if you just want to carry this around separate from the bag. At the bottom, you have these two small compression straps that you can use to attach a longer item, maybe something like a tube of toothpaste or a shaving cream. I'm not entirely sure what I would use these for, but it still adds some additional versatility. On the back, you see a variety of attachment points. A nice thing about this is that you can actually combine it with the waist strap and use this as a sling bag. So if you don't want to carry the larger bag around, even when it's compressed down and you just want something simple, you can use this for your daily carry. And then of course, one of the main attractions of the Molle webbing on the bag and these attachments here is the ability to attach this to the front of the backpack so that you can have a little bit of extra space. These attach very easily through magnets. They're very easy to get through the Molle webbing. I like this system a lot as it feels strong and it's a lot easier to get accessories on and off than some of the ones that we've seen in the GoRuck videos that we've done. So just a really simple and well implemented system here. The next accessory is what the company calls their iPouch, which is a great spot to put something like your phone and a portable battery. So this also has a magnetic closure like we've seen on many different parts of the bag. And so very easy to open up. The pocket offers a nice amount of space for a larger phone. So if you have an iPhone 10 or a Galaxy Note or something like that, it should be able to fit in there pretty comfortably. At the front, there's just a simple slip pocket that you can place a smaller portable battery into. And then at the bottom, there's a variety of openings so that you can pass cables through. So here, the charging port for the phone would be exposed, and then you can pass a cable through to the portable battery on the front. And then on the back of the pouch, there's also a simple clip that you can use to attach this to your belt. And then it also has this similar magnetic clip that we saw on the L-Cube that you can use to attach it to the strap of the bag. Next up, the company has a smaller cube that is a little bit more padded. It has a nice protected zipper, and on the inside, it has a soft mesh material. It's got a nice padding, so this is very good for something like a camera lens or a point and shoot camera that you need to keep a little bit more protected. On the front, it has a small magnetic pocket that you can use to hold smaller accessories. And then on the back, it has a similar clip to the one that we just saw on the eye pouch if you want to hang this from a belt loop or something. And then it also has a variety of magnetic attachment points. So these you can really place on the back of the bag, on the straps. These also combine well with the waist belt. You can add them on here. So you can just get very creative with how you lay all these different pouches out with all the different connectors and openings that the company has provided on each of them. Next up, the company has another small, simple pouch that is meant to hold your sensitive items. So you can put something like your wallet and your passport. Very simple, dual compartment pouch. So these are nice, slim compartments so that you can get to your items quickly. It has this little band here so you can carry it in your hand if you don't want to let this go. It also has a similar clip to the other ones that we've seen, as well as a magnetic attachment that you can use to attach this to a variety of pieces. So very simple pouch here. No internal organization in the pockets, so just meant to kind of hold those items you need to get to quickly. You could also use this to store some cables. And then the last accessory I want to talk about is these clips that we saw a little bit when we were going through one of the compartments in the video. So these offer a lot of different variety in allowing you to get to your keys or multi-tools easily. And so this is one area where the company notified me that they are going to be adding some metallic hardware to these to make them a little bit more durable than the prototype that I have here. But even as they are, I found it very useful to have this clip to make it very easy to attach either to the strap of the bag or to that little loop on the inside of the tech area. And then it has this magnetic attachment, which makes it very easy to just get your keys off and remove them from the inside of your bag. So this is one of my favorite systems. And then of course, on top of that, you also have the retractable keychain leash, so that if you don't want to get this out of your bag, you can just reach in and pull this out. Or if you attach this to something like your belt loop, you should be able to just reach down and pull this up easily to get into your house or whatever you're using your keys for. So really just kind of throwing the kitchen sink at these clips here. Tons of different ways to use them. I love the versatility that they offer. And in general, all of the accessories work very well together. There's been a lot of thought put into how each of them will be used. The company has some great videos on the Kickstarter pages and on their site showing the different ways that you can attach them on the bag. So if you want to see more options, I definitely recommend you check those out. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the Eshena Bamian 17 pack over the past month or so. The bag has some really great features, a solid build quality, a nice tactical look, and a really great ecosystem of accessories that allow you to customize this in a variety of ways. And so the company recently ran successful Kickstarter and Indiegogo campaigns for the Bamian pack. I've included links in the description below to the campaign pages if you guys want to see more details about the bag's features and pricing. At the moment, the bag seems to be available only for pre-order, so if you want to learn more, make sure to check out those links. As far as the pricing, there was a variety of different price points listed on both of the campaign pages depending on when you backed the bag. Basically, the bag on its own ranged anywhere from $110 to $170. They also have their older line of bags, the Bagram Packs, which had that similar price range to give you an idea of what these bags typically cost. They also have a variety of bundles with different combinations of the accessories, which can also be purchased separately, and those start at about $150. They seem to go all the way up to $300 and $400 depending on how many different accessories you want to add on. So if you want to check out the different options that are available, those are also listed on the campaign pages. And so at $170, I think this is a pretty fair price for the bag given the build quality and features that it offers, especially compared to other bags in this price range. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag that this made me think of was the GoRuck GR2, which we featured recently on the channel. That's been one of my favorite travel bags. It's super durable. It has a similar, if more minimal, tactical look. And one thing about the GoRuck GR2 that has always been a little bit of a sticking point is the price. Especially recently, they raised the price by $100, so it comes in at around $400 for the GR2. And although you're getting an awesome bag for the price point, I was very excited to see the Eshena bag coming at about half the price and offering another awesome tactical style bag that's going to be really solidly built. So if you have a little bit of a tighter budget and you're interested in a GR2 type bag, this is going to be a great option to check out. It's not going to be quite as durable as that bag, but it still holds up well. It offers similar customizable abilities because of the Molle webbing. The next bag that this reminded me of was the Instinct backpack, which we looked at a little while back. And that one doesn't have quite the same look, but it's also a really solid, versatile travel bag. And the thing that reminded me the most of it was the modular accessories that were created for that bag. That also has a very complete system with packing cubes and tech organizers and whatnot. So if you like the idea of a travel bag that comes with its own little ecosystem of accessories to keep all your stuff organized, I definitely recommend you check out the Instinct backpack. That's been a great bag to use as well. It's a little bit more professional looking, so if you need something a little bit sleeker for business travel or something like that, that's definitely going to be a good alternative to this one here. Another bag that this reminded me of was the Jack Wolfskin TRT32, which is another tactical looking bag with plenty of space for travel, some nice organizational options, and a really good build quality. That one comes in at a similar price range between $130 and $150. Another bag worth checking out that's in a similar price range would be the Tortuga Set Out Divide, which has the ability to expand and compress. Similar to this one, it comes in at about $180, $190 and includes a really solid waist belt, an awesome carrying harness, and just a little bit of a sleeker and minimalistic look. So if you need just a larger, versatile travel bag that you can compress down for daily use and you're not looking for something as tactical as this one, the Tortuga Set Out Divide is going to be a great option to check out. But with all that, the Eshena Bamian Pack 17 holds up great against all the bags that we just mentioned. It's really surprised me that I hadn't heard of it before, and I'm very glad to be able to introduce it to you guys. I hope more people get to check this bag out. It's been fantastic to use, very comfortable and durable, and I really like the ecosystem of accessories that they've created to just make this a very well-rounded travel system. And so I'm definitely curious to hear what you guys thought of the Bamian Pack and its accessories. And if you have any questions about the features that we covered throughout the video or suggestions for other cool modular systems that you think would be worth checking out, please let me know in the comments. And so I want to go ahead and thank the company again for sending the bag for me to test out. And if you guys found this video useful, please go ahead and give us a like. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And thank you guys so much.